Hi, everybody. It's me, Sailor Moon. And it's me, Sailor Earth. And today we're going to talk about Bobby Heenan, who passed away yesterday. Now, to my wisdom, I remember Bobby Heenan for his time in WWF and WCW, but he was also in the AWA. And that's where he started out with his reputation as the manager that everybody loved to hate. And then he transitioned from the World Wrestling Federation to World Wrestling Federation, and he was a manager there too. But he also transitioned into a color commentator. Everybody remembers his time in World Wrestling Federation. It was marked with funny moments, controversial funny moments, and pretty much he managed a lot of people in the stable known as the Bobby Heenan family, both the AWA and WWF version. He was always known for saying mean things, always seeming to be able to get underneath people's skin. He always had things to say. He was always verbal about everything as a color commentator. And as a manager, well, he always found ways to help his wrestlers win matches, even if it was always questionable means. He also was in WCW as a color commentator too. And he worked very well in WCW though, even though he didn't really like it there. And the only reason why he went to WCW because they would give you health benefits and insurance, something that at the time the World Wrestling Federation couldn't offer their employees. He eventually retired from wrestling, I think after 2001 AD, of course. He started suffering from all kinds, started suffering from cancer on and off after 2002 AD, of course. Right, Sailor Moon. Bobby the Brain Heenan was one of a kind. Of course, there were many other managers that would come along and try to try to almost be like him. But nobody could even come close. I mean, of course, you had James E. Cornette and Paulie Dangerously both were claimed to be as good as he was. But as far as being wrestlers and announcers were concerned, color commentators were concerned, they really were never ever going to be just like he was. Now, sure, there were many other people who could run their mouth just like he did as a color commentator. Yeah, Jesse the Body Ventura and Jerry the King Lawler, of course. Jerry the King Lawler had to take over for Bobby the Brain Heenan after he left WWF for WCW. There were always Bobby the Brain Heenan, no matter what he was doing, no matter who he worked with. And he worked with a lot of people. He worked with Gorilla Monsoon, Gene Okerlund, Alfred Hayes, Todd Pettengill, Jim Ross, Vince McMahon, Sean Mooney. It didn't matter who he worked with Greg D. George. It didn't matter if he worked with Tony Schiavone or Mike Today or Lee Marshall or Chris Cruz, for example, or Eric Bischoff. He would always have something to say about everyone and everything. You know, he also worked with Gorilla Monsoon and Jim Ross, and Gordon Soley. He worked with so many announcers, and he managed a lot of Hall of Famers and plus future Hall of Famers too. He will be missed by his family, by his home and his friends. And even though, yes, he was battling cancer for a very long time, as I mentioned, it had gotten bad. He had gone through multiple cancer surgeries over the years. And the last time anyone actually saw him, he was in pretty bad shape. He couldn't even talk anymore. His wife did a lot of his talking for him. He was able to get by with some sign language, pretty much. But that was in 2006 AD, of course. And, well, Bobby the Brain Heenan is now up in heaven with God and Jesus now. He's at peace now, a better place. I'm Sailor Moon and I'm Sailor Earth. We'll see you tomorrow.